Hi, I'm Lacy Hendricks with Hendricks Property Management and ClearLead Digital, and we're here to talk to you today about residence benefit packages.
Hi, I'm Alex Zweydoff from Allegiant Management Group and ClearLead Digital, and resident benefactors is one of my favorite topics to talk about. So I'm really excited to go through this with you guys today.
So, a residence benefit package, just for those that don't know, it combines value added services so that tenants don't have to pay for individual services. We've wrapped it up in one pretty little package, put a bow on it, and it's just one monthly fee that they can pay at the same time that they pay their rent. Alex, can you tell us what the common items are in a residence benefit package?
Yeah, so there's many different ways to do this, and you can kind of figure out whichever way works best for you and your business. And there's so many offerings out there that are really awesome. We have some great vendors that help us in this market, but the great thing is it's customizable to you and what you need. Some of the common things you're going to hear, and more probably the one of the most common, is going to be filter deliveries. And filter deliveries are such a great benefit that anyone can receive because who likes to go into the store and getting their filters, finding their size, and all that fun stuff. The great thing is the filters get shipped right to the tenant store on a either monthly or bi-monthly basis. And what's great about it is they're dated usually. So whenever you're doing work on the doing the work on the AC and you find that maybe they haven't been changing the AC filter, you're really able to help keep your tenant compliant and charge them for any neglect that they may have done on the machine. But like I said, the way we look at it is if a shows up at their door, they're more likely to change it, and that's going to be great for you because ACs are one of the top two expenses out there in rental homes. So making sure that you getting that change is going to really extend the life of the AC. Next one is going to be credit building. Whenever someone's renting, they're usually on the journey to buying a home eventually. They're building their credit, they're figuring that out. And the great thing is it reports to the credit bureaus the positive rental payments. It will also report the negative rental payments as well, but as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's going to be a benefit for them in building their credit. So there's a couple different offerings out there for that, and I think that's really huge because you're helping. We're all about having someone find a home and home ownership, and so everyone's just kind of moving on into their next journey, and it's a really great way to give back to the tenant. So it's something I think is really cool. And renters insurance, and I know that this is a tricky topic in some states. In the state of Florida, we don't sell insurance. Our renters insurance is not a part of our resident benefit package just because of the state laws here, but we give every resident renters insurance anyways, just as any tenant walking through the door. So be sure to check with your local guidelines to make sure you're not blurring those lines of selling renters insurance, but it's a great offer because one, you know that a policy is always in force, and two, you're not having to check that compliance. Property managers, when you have 300, 400 doors, it is a nightmare having to keep all this compliant and making sure that the tenants are keeping that in force. So you'll always know the owner will always have those extra protections, and the tenant has contents coverage because most people don't know. Oh, landlords are not responsible for tenants' contents. So it's something that's very, very important, I think, to have, whether it's in your package or not. And last is the identity theft program. The land that we live in today, you have to keep your information tight and guarded. And something that in our industry we very much take big pride in, keeping, tenants' information, owner information safe. This is something that gives them the extra mile of being able to give them extra protections as far as like, should they have something else from the outside source. Okay, some of the basics, some of the kind of coverage that you have out there, any of your resident package is customizable and with what you do, what you don't do, and you could shop it around with different vendors as well. Some of the things that are out there, you have the dark web coverage. Right now, you know that the internet is a crazy place, and you want to make sure that you're keeping your information off the internet as much as possible. So you have those triggers in there. If you have identity theft, as far as just someone stealing your credit card information or your social security number, it happens, and it's really important to stay abreast of that. And some of them offer coverage up to $1 million. So should it, affect them in different ways, it's a really great thing to have just in the digital day and age that we're in.
At Hendricks, we also have the move-in concierge. So what that one is they'll reach out to the tenant and they'll connect their internet for them, all their utilities, their cable, everything like that. So that's another asset to the tenant included in the charge that we charge for our residence benefit package. How does this benefit the tenant? Convenience is the lay of the land today, and having filters delivered to their front door makes it much more likely that they're actually going to use them. Having utilities set up for you, that sounds like a dream to me, and it just helps with that transition when you're moving. When you're moving, there's so much that goes on. It's super hectic. You're tired, you're sweaty. The last thing you want to worry about is whether or not you have water and electricity at the property that you're moving into. Another big benefit is the financial protection that you get with the identity theft. I have gone through the nightmare of having somebody duplicate my checks before, and it is not a fun process to try to recover your accounts and reset all your passwords and get all new bank account numbers. So having that covered for you just in case is just eases their mind. This one is huge for tenants, is the credit building. So every time they pay their rent on time, they get a positive remark on their credit report. It used to be that the only time you would ever get anything from a rental company was if you were late on your rent or you got evicted. But now we're actually doing positive credit building. And so that's helping them build up for their future, whether that's buying a house, buying a car, anything that you have to do that's financially significant, it helps. And then there's also other rewards and incentives that you can offer in your benefits package. Hours, you can accumulate points and go into an online store and buy products with the points that you earn over time. So those are the 4 big benefits that we see for a residence benefit package.
And I did not know that was a thing. I'm a very big points person, and I think that's a really good benefit. I think that's something I would do if I was a tenant. I think that it's something that gives them that incentive and kind of keeps them on track with what they're supposed to be doing. Some of the other ones that we include in our package is we have home buying assistance. So we give a credit to every tenant if they go use us for their services to buy a property. So you're giving them that credit, you're helping home. I always say it's that next step into their journey. And anytime you can be a part of seeing someone, we've had tenants where we've seen that stay with us for years. So and anytime you can be a part of that experience when giving a tenant up, I think is awesome. And I'm glad that we're changing that narrative in the property management space. And it's really a really good place to be. And one of the other ones that we do is the vetted vendor network. Obviously, all your vendors should be vetted, but they're getting information. It's like, when you have those vendors come out, you get a picture of who's coming to your house. You get that true comfortability knowing that who we're sending to your home is someone that's going to respect your home, take care of your property, and do what they got to do and get out of the way so you get back to your day.
So what are some benefits to property managers and owners with the RBP?
We kind of touched on a couple different things. First one with the insurance, if you are doing that, is that they don't have to do the compliance checks. They don't have to keep in track of that. It becomes very difficult, and insurance companies don't make it easy for you. Some of the other things is definitely you're getting reduced turnover. You're having happier tenants. The goal is the happier a tenant is, the longer they should stay, and you're giving them those extra benefits. And like Lacy touched on earlier, it's the convenience. We live in that Amazon culture now, where if you don't get it the same day, you're probably not getting it. So they love those things that are giving them something. They feel as though everyone always, there's that narrative of you're paying your rent and you're not getting anything back, but you are getting things back from this, and I think that's a huge thing.
So as far as like a property manager or owner goes, I think the benefits to them are, one, reduced turnover. You have stronger cash flow as a property manager because you have a different revenue stream to bring in fees, but you're offering services for those fees. And then obviously it protects your HVAC. And Alex lives in Florida. I live in Texas. My favorite appliance in my house is my HVAC system. And if it went out, I would be so sad and so broke because they are so expensive. If we can do anything proactively to protect the HVAC systems in each one of our clients' properties, it's definitely something that we want to do. Alex, do y'all use Second Nature for your RBP?
Yeah, we do. So we use them for a couple of different of their products. We do some, like I said, you can customize it however you want to do it. We do some of ours straight with some other vendors, and so you can kind of make it your own. But Second Nature we've worked with them since day one. We've always been a little bit different. And the great thing about that is filters. Sometimes, the FedEx doesn't ship a filter sometimes. Guess what? They handle it. All those things are handled by them in their service, and that's what's great about it. Again, one less thing you have to handle.
Yeah, we love Second Nature. There are other vendors out there that you can get similar packages through, or you can handle it in-house if you want to. Just be very, very careful with the insurance part because you don't want your insurance board coming after you for selling insurance when you're not a licensed insurance broker. But yeah, with Second Nature, they've always been big supporters of us. And I hope that this information has been super helpful for you. Resident benefit packages are the way to go with renting in 2025.